Hello all. So today I'm talking about a Dodge with the P0459 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. So what is a Dodge P0459 code? Well, it's an evaporative emission system purge control valve circuit high. And what does this mean? Well, the purge valve is part of the evap system, and the evap system was created to stop all the gas vapors from escaping into the atmosphere as part of emissions. And the gas vapors get sent back into the engine and get burnt off, and that's controlled by the purge valve, which closes when the engine's off and it opens when the engine's running, so the gas vapors can go into the engine and get burnt off. And so the onboard computer is seeing an error in the system, so it had to be troubleshooted to see why. And the number one cause is going to be the purge valve. These are usually located right up inside of the engine compartment, and they're fairly simple to replace. They'll usually have like two hoses going to it and a wiring harness. And that's one thing to check for, is be sure to check this wiring harness, be sure it's plugged in good, check for any opens or shorts, because anything like any bad wiring can cause the same symptoms as a bad purge valve, so you always want to check for that. But this would be the first thing to go check, would be the purge valve. And if you change out the purge valve and that doesn't work, the air code just keeps coming back, then there's other parts of the evap system, and the main components are going to be the charcoal canister, of course the purge solenoid or purge valve, and you're also going to have a fuel tank pressure sensor, and you have all these hoses running to everything and running around up to the engine. And so if you're getting this air, the next thing would be you might have a leak somewhere. And what if you took it to a mechanic, what they do is they'd hook it up to a smoke machine and they'd feed smoke into the system, and they'd see where the smoke came out and see if there was a leak or anything like this, and then they'd be able to fix it. Now you likely won't have a smoke machine, but the main thing is to go around and be sure there's no leaks anywhere, because any leaks going around to all these components is going to cause a problem. So if you go around and check all that, the next thing to check is going to be the charcoal canister and the canister vent solenoid, which is usually located on the charcoal canister. And this is usually up and underneath the vehicle by the gas tank, although it can vary. It can also be on the frame on some Dodges. It just depends, so you have to Google it to know for sure where it's at. But the charcoal canister would be the next thing to check, along with this canister vent solenoid. And then the last thing would be the fuel tank pressure sensor, and this is what reports back to the onboard computer everything that's going on inside the evap system. So if this fails, then there may not be no error inside the system, but the onboard computer thinks there is, since this sensor has failed. So that would be the next thing to check, would be the fuel tank pressure sensor, and that's usually located on the fuel pump, although it can vary sometimes, so you have to Google that too. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of how you go about fixing a Dodge with the P0469 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.